Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. We are almost to the weekend. I have about 30 minutes left of work. I'm working from home today, so figured I'd jump on live for my last 30 minutes of the day, chop it up with y'all if anyone wants to jump on. If not, either way, I'm going to give my thoughts. And the best thing about it is that it will be here for you guys to listen to afterwards. Hey, combat sports today. If y'all ain't following combat sports today on Twitter, what the hell are you doing if you're a combat sports fan? Genuinely. They got all the mix when it comes to everything from boxing, MMA, Muay Thai, anything you want. If you're a combat sports fan, you're not following combat sports today, straight up, you're fucking up. Hey, they got the notifications on. That's nothing but love. Appreciate y'all for real. And if you guys don't have the notifications on, man, make sure y'all get the notifications on for real. But it's actually a pretty decent weekend of combat sports. We have PFL starting here in a bit, and I'll be jumping off here so I can make a few PFL plays and watch a few PFL fights. For all of my degenerates out there that want to gamble and dabble into the PFL gambling a little bit, I have a few plays that I actually like for PFL tonight. Let me jump to my book here. I'm sorry, y'all. Should have been a little bit more well prepared for this. Anyways, also, if you guys have a chance too, my boy Mike Aquino, follow him on Twitter. It's Mike MIC_AQUIN0. Mike Aquino. Mike talks on YouTube as well. He's my fucking dog. He really likes Logan Storley tonight, he stated. He thinks that Logan Storley gets it done versus Thad Jean. I'm not huge on Logan Storley, never necessarily have been. I think Thad Jean is athletic as all hell and has all the tools to possibly beat Logan Storley. I think it comes down to how well his hips are and how well he defends, definitely. You need to connect this to your X account as well. I'm going live from YouTube specifically, so what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to get a StreamYard subscription or something of that nature so I can start doing that. I don't know if I can do that directly from YouTube or not. I'm not on StreamYard right now. I'm literally going live from YouTube itself. But that is something I will definitely jump on. I actually need to get into, too, as well, a little bit of better editing software, because what I really want to do is I want to start doing the Mexico versus Japan fight series. I really want to go over the history of Mexico and Japan fights. I think that is some of the best culture clashes and the best war when it comes to boxing, country versus country. So, of course, the first few videos are going to be, not the greatest editing and janky, but hopefully we build and get along as that. Get on my Phil level of editing, if you get what I'm saying, because if you don't know, Phil's the head of CST, and he's the fucking man. Always been a day one supporter of Breaking Bad boxing, and quite frankly, he's just a good guy all around. Even though he's from Boston, you never think someone from Boston's a good dude, but hey, here we are. So in regards to PFL, y'all, a lot of money I see is coming in on Nathan Kelly tonight versus Fred Dupras. Fuck that. Nathan Kelly is not good, y'all. He only has a backpack. He's a gasser, and he doesn't have great striking. Give me Dupras, who punches the body, possibly has some good defensive wrestling in this case, and I'll take the guy at plus 150 dog money. Sariq Shields at minus 170. Sariq Shields is someone I like to defend the anti-wrestling of Nick Meck. Keep it on the feet, long-standing push front kicks. I like Sariq Shields to get it done versus Nick Meck tonight, too, as well. I think that's a pretty decent parlay. Kyle Driscoll, I think he's going to fraud check this Kadamagov guy. I only say fraud check him because in the PFL, if your last name ends in AEV or OV, then they're going to mark you as a favorite and try to mark you and push you. Kyle Driscoll is a pretty solid guy, and he's only lost to really good guys. So, again, Kyle Driscoll, Fred Dupras, and Sariq Shields are some PFL plays that I personally like tonight. And if you guys have a chance about a little bit of Venezuelan boxing, Carlos Gonzalez, he's going against KP or CP, the knockoff Freshmart tonight. I'm just going to call him Freshmart because I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. He got robbed so bad in his last fight. I just rewatched that today at work. I had him up 9-3 against Pyra. And one thing about Pyra is he kept putting his hands up every time the rounds were over. And I don't know if it gave the judges some sort of look and thought to making him seem that he won. And in the 11th round, which one of the judges gave him the 11th round, which tripped me the hell out. I thought Gonzalez almost had him out of there. So now we have a guy that's 2 years older in Freshmart versus Gonzalez, who's a better volume puncher, a way better boxer, a bigger bully, and definitely can punch a little bit. Gonzalez is fighting in his hometown of Venezuela now And he's definitely going to want his revenge. If we look at boxing history, in boxing, you have a lot of close decisions. And what happens in the rematch? The guy that should have won the first close decision usually gets a finish. Give me Gonzalez at fucking plus 300 for a knockout on Fanatics. If you're smart, you just take the fight not to go to this. It's at plus 330. I'm all for that shit. How do you have your camera set up? I like this angle. I'm filming off of, I'm legitimately filming off of my Mac, brother. I'm filming directly off of my Mac. I have my microphone directly in front of my laptop, and I'm sitting on a bar stool on my island. It's pretty hilarious. Usually when I'm recording my fight breakdowns, I like to throw on an old school classic fight to avoid any copyright issues and things of that nature in the breakdown. I'm waiting a day for someone to comment on the classic fight that I'm actually watching. So thanks, Phil. Appreciate it. Mustache money, my boy. It's time. So yeah, it's also funny too as well. I'm waiting also someone to see if they even notice Malcolm X staring out the window right there. So it always, just things like that always make me laugh, man. Just the little things. But yeah, I like Gonzalez tonight via knockout. Regis Prograis versus Jojo Diaz are fighting tomorrow in the battle of the uncles. It's a fight you could definitely see at the bar, to say the least. So Regis Prograis, I think, has a little bit more pep in his step, and Jojo Diaz is definitely not out here living the life of a boxer. So it's one of those things. To be honest, I don't even know what anime character that is in the back. That's my roommate's. That's my roommate's aesthetic right there. That's his work desk, which I guess I could probably film there too as well. But Regis will be in BKFC. I honestly could see that. And one thing is, Regis getting punched by a bunch of meth head and tweakers with bare knuckles. I don't think I want to see that. That is one thing about combat sports that always kills me, is just being a combat sports fan in general. Is our young never go out on a good note. They always get fed. Our OGs, they always get fed to these young fucking lions and killers and then go and get killed. I did see Austin Trout make the leap. I didn't even know Jarrett Hurd has been boxing in BKFC. As you know, I don't really follow BKFC all that much. I do see some of the posts that you guys post. Y'all can call me a pussy for this. I'm just going to say it, man. It's hard for me to watch bare knuckle boxing, man. The older I get, the more I like the technical side of fighting, and the less I like the actual just like brute sloppiness of fighting. And some of these meth heads, they're paying $1,000 for to go in there and get smoked and around. It's absolutely insane to me, man. So, but anyone that does watch it, I genuinely don't blame it. BKFC is really for the savages, bro. By definition, for the savages. It's not even the fact that it's for the savages, bro. You like to watch, but if you fight bare knuckle, you're a fucking gangster, bro. There's just undeniably nothing about that. One thing no one ever talks about is, one, you break your fucking hand when you're punching the head, when you're punching someone's skull. That shit is so much more dangerous. From what I understand too, is I don't know exactly who or where I saw this from, but I did see that in bare knuckle boxing that there's far less concussions due to the fact that you can't punch with full blunt force and that your hands break so often in that. And I can genuinely believe that. Imagine punching a guy like Kelvin fucking Gastelum or fucking Isaac Pitbull Cruz or William Sabeda in the fucking head with a bare fist. You're going to break that shit. Really good breakdowns on the Japan card. Follow both YouTube and Twitter. Keep grinding. Hey, Nathan, thanks, my dog. I appreciate you, man. I love breaking down Japanese boxing. It's actually, I would say that and UK boxing are hands down my two favorites when it comes to forms of boxing. So genuinely appreciate y'all tuning in, man, and showing the love, for real. Hey, bro, the major promoters in the next 10 years, Eddie, Frank, Oscar, Top Frank, who will be the first to sell their promotion? All right, so let's break this down one by one. It won't be Oscar. I think Oscar and Golden Boy are actually on the up and up. I think they're doing a great job at building certain fighters. They have a pretty good card that I really like too as well. Coming up this weekend with Kenneth Sims and Oscar Duarte, and I think they have a few good fighters coming up. Frank Warren is on fire right now. Queensberry is absolutely killing the game. They have been on a hot streak, especially versus Eddie Hearn, which always cracks me up over the last 2 years. I don't think they're slowing down. So really that comes down to Top Rank and Eddie Hearn then in that case. I mean, we saw some of the matches that Matchroom dropped today. Fucking hell. Top Rank without the TV deal and Bob Arum is stuck in his old ways. Give me Top Rank. Give me Top Rank to be the first to sell the TKO and Dana White, if that's something that could happen, which I really love the way Top Rank builds their fighters, but they do not capitalize on fighters that they build to the top level. I mean, think about all the fighters that they've had and tried to wagon off of besides Naoya Inoue. And my dog's name's Inoue, by the way. So I absolutely love Naoya Inoue. So the first the first promotion to sell would definitely be between Eddie Hearn and Top Rank. It would be Top Rank in my personal opinion. Top Rank does a really good job at building their in-house fighters, guys like Xander Zayas. They have a guy like Chop Chop Gonzalez fighting this weekend, who's a pretty good up-and-comer. Virgil Ortiz, good moments with them too as well. But they hitch their wagon way too much to guys like Tyson Fury and Vasily Lomachenko. And we saw the return on that wasn't necessarily great. So they're really big on hitching their wagons to big stars when I think they really need to just build up from what they're at. UBO will be separate from traditional boxing for at least 5 to 8 years. So they're playing the long game, in my opinion. Yeah, man, it's genuinely critical to see what's going to happen when it comes to the TKO side of things. When it comes to the side of things that it's Dana White and Zuffa boxing and all that, I think they're only going to have to build really from the ground up, from prospect level. They're going to have to find a lot of these young prospect level fighters here, from the Steven Navarros of the world to the Felipe Bridianos of the world and things of that nature. I think they're going to have to build from the ground level up. They're clearly going to sign a guy like Callum Walsh. Everyone knows one of their first big signings is going to be a guy like Callum Walsh. Like, this writing's on the wall there. And this may sound like a maybe Boxer selling first. Boxer's done, brother. Boxer's done. Hey, another person you guys need to follow if you guys have a chance too as well is, let me pull up his YouTube channel because I don't want to slaughter this. And don't let his Twitter picture fool you. He looks like an Asian model, but this guy knows his boxing. Give me one quick second here. My boy Charlie Hahn. Charlie Hahn, if you guys have a chance, go follow him on YouTube, and you can also follow him on Twitter. He's a great boxing mind. He's very clear and concise. He's not a rambler like I am. As you guys know, I'm a rambler. I talk way too fast. I need to pump the brakes a little bit. Charlie Hahn's the fucking man. And he put out a great video today on what's really happening with Boxer specifically. That's my cousin, Phil. I believe that's your cousin. No doubt about it. He's your handsome cousin, Phil, even though you're handsome as hell yourself. But yeah, go follow Charlie Hahn. He's the man for that for sure. He put out a great video today on Boxer, and now with damn, why am I missing it? Joshua Buatsi leaving and signing. And it's just the first domino to fall. If Adam Azim goes, Boxer is done for. Ben Shalom is punching air. The biggest thing about being for Boxer is the fact that you had the Sky Sports and the TNT Sports pipeline. You could be seen on this huge platform and network. Now that that's gone, Boxer has no backing, nothing. It's kind of the same with Top Rank. What are we going to do with these boxers that want to sign to Top Rank if they don't have any sort of lineal television or streaming deal? There's going to be a lot of issues and a lot of questions when it comes to people jumping ship. So Boxer's already on the already on the down and down, I should say. Top Rank has a lot of issues they got to figure out. From what I understand, they're going to just jump from network to network and kind of promote their fights amongst each other. So boxing's in an interesting landscape because last year I feel like it was one of the best years in boxing, and boxing goes in waves. That's the one thing. We will get 5-year lulls where boxing is really dead and slow, where you don't really have anybody that's really making waves and noise. And then you have huge jumps and bumps like what you have with Better Beav and Bivol and Usyk and Naoya Inoue happening right now. And then it's going to go back down in the down slope and back up in a lull. It's just the way it is with boxing. And right now we're in a plateau space, and we're going to start going down a little bit where these big names and boxers are either going to start retiring or just the big fights aren't just going to happen. So, I mean, when you even think about it, guys like Naoya Inoue is already 32. Fucking Canelo's on his way out. Terrence Crawford has only 2 more fights left. Better Beav and Bivol about to be on their way out. So it's going to be the next wave coming up. Top Rank going away makes me sad. Yeah, it makes me cancel my ESPN Plus. No bullshit, I cancel my ESPN Plus. I think Boxer's even the 3rd best promotion in the UK without Sky. Put them big behind GM. Yeah, Wasserman is underrated as hell. Nathan, you know your shit, my dog. Wasserman, super underrated, to say the bare minimum. I'm a big fan of what Wasserman is doing. Yeah, man, Ben Shalom has really shit the bed, and it sucks because he's a young, well-spoken promoter. And the fact that he's a young, well-spoken promoter doesn't mean that he knows his boxing. His matchmaking was absolutely terrible. He hitched his horse to fucking Ben Whitaker, of all people. And Ben Whitaker, who has zero, let's just call it, not the greatest finishing knack, and he's someone that's going to showboat his way to all these wins. When you hitch your horse to that, has a little bit of an issue there. PBC leaving Amazon as well. So that's what they say. Amazon's done nothing for it, but have we had any official announcement that PBC is actually leaving Amazon? PBC is also one of those, in my opinion, one of those few promotions that's like bag fumble after bag fumble. That Amazon deal has been an absolute tragedy. If you ask me, I would just love everything to be under the zone. If everything could just be under the zone, one polished, clean place, the home of boxing, I would love that. Hey, don't fuck around, Phil. Pro Box TV's the shit, for real. I fuck with Pro Box TV heavy. I like Overtime Boxing too. If you guys haven't watched Overtime Boxing in Texas, fuck. Overtime Boxing has some fun fights. My boy Kazarakis fights there. Be on the lookout. Thoughts on Allen and the Russian dude? Looks like Pluto. Makhmudov. Yes, sir. Hey, what up, boy? Memes, my boy. Makhmudov is someone that I've always been extremely low on. I don't find him I don't think he punches in volume. He's delicate to the body. He has horrible feet, and he's a size bully. My boy Ajit Cabiel showed levels to what needed to happen, and then he fought a guy like Guido that doesn't even have great finishing potential and got finished by Guido. So, to be honest, you have Giga Chad Allen over here. He's going to take it on the chin for about 3 rounds. He's going to smoke a cigarette on the stool between round 4, and he's going to come out and he's going to finish Makhmudov within round probably, I would say, 6 or 7. Yeah, give me David Allen, his just overall gangster ability to walk you down and make you look bad, just workmanlike. Makhmudov is someone I am not high on. He's big, bullish, great size, and he has punch power, but he's delicate to the body. Horrible feet, and he's just going to get worked over by Dave Allen here. So I love David Allen in that fight, and I am praying we get some market bias and that we get some plus money on Dave Allen. That would be just absolutely amazing. Pro Box TV over Boxer. Word on the street, Sky has had signed to Watchmen Boxing for 2 years, and I believe that they could do something similar to World Boxing Series in certain way. So I'm so glad you brought up the World Boxing Series. First of all, World Boxing Series, when I think about it, I think about how Nonito Donaire in his fight against Naoya Inoue had the worst swag I've ever seen. What the fuck was that fight, Kit? Just want to bring that up. Orange and blue trunks with the red gloves. Nonito Donaire, what are we doing here, champ? They need to bring back some. And also, how big was that ring in the Super Series? What weight classes would you like to see the World Super Series in? That's a really good question. I think you could do something like 126. I think you do 154 with how stacked they are. I think 147 is slowly developing some quality too as well. I would love to see some fighters at 126 get cracking. I would love to see fighters at 154 get cracking. I think 154 is probably the most depth-heavy division in all of boxing. I think it has great talent up top, young talent at the bottom, and great fillers right in between. So, let's talk some fights and like some possible matchmaking when it comes to something like Super Series kind of deal. What weight class would you want to see that at, Nathan? I'm genuinely curious. Holy shit, I got cottonmouth from hell, y'all. Ugh. By the way, are y'all watching PFL tonight? I'm going to turn it on here in a bit when I jump off of this. PFL to me, man, is just, there's just not a promotion I hate more on planet Earth than I do PFL, to be honest with you. And for whatever reason, I go to my book and I put money on it. It is absolutely incredible, me putting real American dollars on PFL. What the hell? Doing a watch party for PFL and one tonight. Hell yeah, Phil. I'll jump in and I'll make sure I comment on it and tell you how much I love you. You know me, I'll probably drop definitely a really rude comment too as well. Thoughts on Boots wanting a tune-up before establishing himself at 154? I find that super interesting. Boots being the champion can walk directly into a recessive fight, championship fight at 154. I don't understand it, but I guess. I mean, Boachuk was technically a tune-up fight, even though it's a little bit harder than not. Who could he fight directly with, who he signed to, and where they could match him up with? I think Madramov's a possible match that could be made since when it's signed with Hearn, even though Madramov's coming off of surgery, just depending on how long she wants to wait. They say Josh Kelly, and it's like, Josh Kelly, bro. Josh Kelly gets circles boxed around him by Boots Ennis. Like, legitimately, Boots is going to move all over the place and work him to death. To me, Boots is the last hope for, I hate to say it like this, one of the last hopes for American boxing. Like, let's think about the boxers that we have up and coming for American boxing. We have Shakur Stevenson, who's at this point 28 years old or 28, 29 years old, who has failed to get a real contingency behind him, unfortunately. You have Mason and Schofield coming up. Okay, those are two guys that I can see that the American population gave behind. Bam Rodriguez is Mexican-American, so he has more of a Mexican following. There are just a little bit of ways I'm kind of thinking about how that breaks down. So Boots to me is our last hope for having like a true dominant champion. And at 154, I absolutely think he can do it. The fight that everyone clearly wants to see is the Virgil Ortiz fight at 154 for Boots. But it's like, what is Boots doing here, not using his mandatory position? Yoani Tejas fight, maybe? Maybe the Tejas fight? I don't know, man. Maybe he fights Julius Lima? I don't know. I'm just curious who they're going to match him up with, and I really hope it's not Josh Kelly. I really hope it's not Josh Kelly. Sorry, I got a few comments to step up with the Welsh gangster, D Wood. That's my dog. I love D Wood. Good dude. Yep, 126 is a great weight class. Naovo moving up. Nick, Dirty Ball. I love Nick Ball, man. Rafael Espinoza, probably the best boxer of all of them. Shushu, not high on Shushu. Not high on Shushu at all. Don't think he has the gears. Stephen Fulton, I think he's great for the weight class. Ray Vargas. Nick Ball should have beaten Ray Vargas. I fucking hate that draw. Can I be honest with you guys, man? I don't think Shushu beats any champion at 126. I don't think he beats Nick Ball. I don't think he beats Espinoza. I don't think he beats Fulton. I don't think he beats, is it Ray Vargas, who's the fourth champion? Why am I remissing on the final champ right now at 126? Anyways, I don't think he beats Fulton. I don't think Shushu beats any of those guys. He doesn't have gears. He doesn't seem to have any killer instinct. He lulls himself to sleep, and he has too many moments of lack of volume. You know what I'm saying? Big C's, my brother. Mike Talks, you missed it, my brother, but I gave you a shout out earlier. I know if you guys see the comment, go follow my boy Mike Aquino on Twitter, Mike_AQUINO, big zero, and then Mike Talks on Twitter. Bro, Kelly wanted Bakram, and honestly, Bakram's the weakest champion at 154 to me. Bakram is the most winnable champion at 154 for me. Zayas, I think, has incredible boxing skills, quite frankly, here. Let me pull up the champions. With all, you guys can't be upset with me for not knowing all of the champions right now with how many there are in boxing. So Bakram, I think, is the most beatable champion of all of them just because he's so bread and butter, 1-2, and he doesn't have the greatest feet. Xander Zayas is someone I'm high on, and he's going to come up. How did I forget Sebastian Fundora? And then, of course, you have Tejas, who I brought up earlier, who's the champion in recess too for Terrence Crawford. When it comes to the champion in recess. Anyways, Bakram's the weakest champion to me. Tejas is the most winnable fight of all of them for Boots, if we're talking about Boots. Josh Kelly could beat Bakram. That's the only champion at 154 that I think Josh Kelly beats. So 154 is stacked and also kind of a Mets. If Boots fights Kelly, and they may become a mandatory WBA for Xander Zayas. Yeah, well, Xander Zayas versus Boots, because if Kelly fights Boots, I'm pretty confident Boots box circles around him. I think that's an incredible fight. Maybe a little bit step too early for Xander Zayas, but still a great fight. I was impressed with Xander Zayas in his last 4 fights, man. All the tape looks absolutely incredible on him. He can fight going forward. He can fight going backward. He can counter. He can bang. He's everything I like in a prospect, quite frankly. I just don't want him to get thrown to the wolves too early, even though he's already a champion now at 22. So, unification fight. Give me a unification fight, y'all. His favorite UFC pick this week is Elvis Brenner. You're a fucking idiot, Mike. My favorite UFC pick this week is absolutely not Elvis Brenner. I believe Shushu can beat Angelo Leo. That's the other champion. Thank you so much, Mar the Prince. I appreciate you. How did I forget about Angelo Leo? I had a 9th round or a 10th round knockout ticket on him that I placed live when he knocked out Luis. Or Alberto, I'm sorry. Thank you very much for dropping that. Angelo Leo. I think Angelo Leo is very beatable. Very beatable. If Fulton's smart, he rematches him, unifies that title off rips. Like, I would love to see unifications at 126. We need to start seeing them now. What about Keyshawn Davis? I think Keyshawn Davis can beat just about every champion at 140. I'm high on Keyshawn Davis. I love Subaru Mateus. As everybody knows, Subaru Mateus is one of my favorite fighters, just purely favorite boxers. Or not boxers, but just fighters in general. I think Keyshawn Davis makes food of Subaru Mateus, unfortunately. I think the only champion, I think he outworks Richard Hitcherson's jab. Quite frankly, I think he overworks that, beats him with looping shots too, as well as overs to the right. One thing, though, that I think the only fighter that gives him issue is Teofimo Lopez due to his athleticism and his janky style. Teofimo Lopez has a super awkward and janky style that can give any boxer some issues, and he's super athletic, like next level athleticism, great leaping hooks, and he moves. Again, janky, very awkward. So Keyshawn Davis, I think, could be unified champion at 140. I think Zayas beats Tejas and Fundora. I definitely think he beats Tejas. I think Tejas gets beat by. I'm not overly impressed by Tejas, to be honest with you. A lot of people are high on Yo-Yo. I'm not overly high on Yo-Yo. I just need to see a little bit more from him. His pop is insane and he's scary as hell. But as a boxer, I'm not necessarily sold on him. I agree that Zayas beats Tejas. Fundora, at this stage, I don't think so. I think Fundora is developing right in front of our eyes from the Booker fight to how he did Tim Tszyu in his last fight. He's starting to fight behind his jab. He's starting to fight longer. And when he throws that chopping right hand down, not chopping, I'm sorry, but when he throws his right hand down at the angle in which it does, it generates so much force and pop, man. Only person that's really going to beat him is someone that really consistently stays and works the body. And I don't think that's Zayas, even though Zayas is a good body puncher. He doesn't work it consistently enough. As of right now, not saying Zayas can't be the guy because, again, I'm high on him, but he is young. I think that's a step too early right now. Have you seen any film on the Russian? Is it Zauer, the dude that Haney fought? That dude specifically, I want to make sure here. Are we talking about Abdulayev? Is that the dude that Haney finished not long ago? And he just fought someone. I literally watched this fight. Who did he just fight very recently? Was it Zayas? Fucking Murataya. That's who it was. Is it Zauer that we're speaking about, right? If it's Zauer, yes, I know about Zauer pretty well. I think he's a good level contender. He gave Murataya some issues, especially in those later rounds, man. I thought Murataya was going to put him away. Murataya is a prospect I'm not overly high on, man. But if you're talking about Abdulayev, Zauer Abdulayev, yeah, I've seen him plenty of times. Good boxer too as well. Good, what's the word? Gatekeeper. He's the gatekeeper in the end of the day. You know, he's no Dermianchenko, but he's definitely a gatekeeper. Timofeo Montez is mentally gone, in my opinion. Who turns out $11 million when your previous pay was highest? I mean, I definitely think he's always had mental issues, man. I think Teofimo's always been someone that's been way out there. I don't know what it is, man. He definitely has some chemical imbalances, to say the least. So Teofimo Lopez turning down big money doesn't surprise me at all. But just because he's mentally gone doesn't mean I don't think he would give issues to a smaller fight. Like, Keyshawn Davis isn't a small 140-pounder, but he's definitely going to be smaller than Teofimo Lopez. Or maybe they're right around the same size, but I just think he lacks in the sense that he would have an issue with his athleticism. That's it. And I still think Keyshawn could beat Teofimo Lopez. I think Keyshawn Davis could beat any champion at 140. I'm very high on Keyshawn Davis as a boxer. No, not Zauer. He's Uzbek, very talented. Sort of reminds me of a small Madrimov. Let me look this guy up then in that case. Thank you for putting me on. I want to make sure. Let's see. Abdulayev. Does it not have? My fight's at 109. Can you send me his first name? He's an Uzbek. Can you send me his first name? Because the only dude I'm finding is like jumped from all these different weight classes here. But if you remind you of a smaller Madrimov, I'll literally go tape him tonight. That's the one thing, man, is I can watch boxing literally. I'll watch boxing doing nothing, man. It's my favorite. Ruslan. Oh, you literally said it. I apologize. I thought you were saying Russian Abdulayev. That's me reading too fast. Ruslan, you literally gave me his name. I'm sorry about that. Hey, did he fight just recently on this same cat right here? Did he just recently fight? Where do I know this dude from? He just recently fought in California, right? Like 8-round scrap in California. One sec here. My computer's running slow as shit, so it's not pulling up. Yeah, Gino Rodrigo. In the 8-round fight in California, yes, dude, he moves well. Sneaky uppercut, good body shots. I'm going to go rewatch his actual tape specifically. Shout out to my boy Money Ramsey for always putting me on to fucking like these unknown fighters. You can go follow him on Twitter too at Ramsey. I just say Ramsey Money. At Ramsey with like 3 Z's. Duarte K&O Sims Jr.'s in his hometown would be crazy. You know, a lot of people are on Duarte. A lot of people are on Duarte. And Mar, by the way, I'm going to go check out Ruslan tonight. I'm going to go give like a more of a deeper dive into his last 2 fights if I can find him. I love watching up-and-coming fighters. Like Chop Gonzalez is a fighter I like up-and-coming. Steven Navarro was someone I was really high on. Didn't look great in his last performance, but I'm okay with fighters having building performances. Trying to think of other fighters that are up-and-coming that I really like too. So Jordan White, a really good American boxer. He's knows Texas out more so up-and-coming, but he's 19-1. A really good unknown boxer in Jordan White specifically. Duarte KO Sims in his hometown would be crazy. You know, at 147, I don't think that would happen, but at 140, it does worry me because Duarte looked fucking huge at the weigh-in today. A lot of people are on Duarte. If you're going to take Duarte by knockout, you take him around 7 through 12 because Kenneth Sims is definitely responsible, especially when it comes to hook and looping shots early in the fight. You know, my early prediction, if you watch the video, was on Kenneth Sims Jr. by decision, but the fight being at 140 pounds does worry me a little bit. If it comes to style for style and skill for skill, Kenneth Sims Jr. is way more skilled than Duarte is, man. Duarte has plodding feet. He doesn't cut off the ring well. He'll follow you. He's getting way better at setting up his shots, though. Got to give him that. He's setting up his shots way better. He thuds, such a thudding hitter, but it's a pure puncher versus boxer. And Kenneth Sims Jr. has the skills to outbox Duarte. Question is I don't think he has the firepower to keep him off for 12 rounds, and especially at 140. Unfortunately, my decision is kind of skewed more towards Duarte. I have 2 parlays in right now. I have Gonzalez by knockout as the first leg in both of them. And in the second leg, I have Sims by decision and Duarte knockout round 7 through 12. Duarte knockout round 7 through 12 pays out like plus 200 more or plus 1,000 more. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said plus 200 because Sims is plus 2,300. The one with Duarte is plus 3,400. So way better odds in that one. Again, I like Gonzalez by knockout. Feel pretty good on that one. I'm really hoping that hits because it got a decent amount of reception on Twitter. So I would not like to mislead people. That's the one thing about putting out these videos more than anything. I'm okay with getting a boxing prediction wrong. I could give a shit if I get a boxing prediction wrong. But if anyone puts money on it, it kind of just eats you inside that you gave people the wrong pick, especially if all they did was come to your video, listen to your breakdown, go and put the money in, and they didn't do any tape for themselves, which is completely fine. That's what I'm here for, is to do the tape. But I don't want to make people lose money. I don't want to lose anyone money. I only want to make y'all money. So it definitely puts a little bit of stress on myself, but that's okay, man. That's what we do the tape for. So I would love if Gonzalez get the knockout, and I would love it if either Duarte got the knockout at 7 through 12, or if Sims got the decision to cap me off for the night. I'd be a happy camper. Tuck me the fuck in for real. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate y'all joining in. Do we have any last thoughts and comments before I jump off this bad boy? Because I have to log out of work, and then I'm going to throw on some PFL, y'all. But if we have any thoughts and comments, I'll leave it open for another few seconds here just to make sure I'm not missing anything or any thoughts. Mar the Prince, thanks for putting me on too as well, bro. I really appreciate when people put me on. Thoughts on Ryan's versus Rolly 2. Doesn't go any different to me. Ryan Garcia, especially coming off of the surgery, it won't go any difference. Rolly's awkward style is just a bad style matchup for Ryan Garcia. His willingness to dance and clinch is just really awkward. I don't know if he necessarily drops him this time, but Rolly definitely has some sneaky, underrated power. And Rolly's good for boxing. As compared to Ryan Garcia, I don't necessarily think boxing with or without is going to be negative or positive either which way. So I like Rolly I like Rolly this time. I like Rolly last time too as well. I caught him. I didn't like him pre-fight. I caught him live. Thank God at plus 400 and plus 350 and plus 200. So it was pretty sick to catch him live on that one. They had him as a dog all the way to round 8. Made zero fucking sense to say the least. So yeah, I like Rolly. I like the fight to go very similar to the last time, maybe without the knockdown. But yeah, give me Rolly pretty clearly on that one. So I think it's a bad style matchup for Ryan. Someone like Ryan that isn't great on the back foot. And even when he is on the front foot, he doesn't throw out enough volume out there. And he drops his guard way too much when he exchanges. It's just, Ryan Garcia is just not the complete package, man. He is not the complete package. Has a hell of a hook. He can punch the body when he decides to punch the body. But besides that, just not the complete package. So But that being said, y'all, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate y'all showing some love. I'm really glad I got to have a little concussion discussion with you guys. If you guys don't have a chance, or if you're watching right now and you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. Maybe hit the like button. And that's only if you actually enjoy the content. If you don't actually enjoy the content, remember, all of my content, I am open to all feedback. I want everyone to give me their honest opinions. If you think my prediction is bullshit, if you think my tape breakdown sucks, let me know too. I'm more than happy with bantering back and forth. I appreciate it. That being said, love, peace, chicken grease. Later, y'all.